My name is Rafael, you watch Rock and Roll Garage, and today, unfortunately, we're gonna have a sad conversation because we lost one of the most incredible blues musicians of all time, certainly one of the most important British musicians of all time, Mr. John Mayall. He passed away at the age of 90, and as a tribute to him, we're gonna show what some rock stars said. The final message they posted for him, and they talked about how important he was and everything else. But before that, I want to talk a little bit more about John. He simply released 36 studio albums during his career. He was active until last year, and he released 36 studio albums and 34 live albums during his career. He started his career still back in the 50s, back in 1956, and he was active actually until this year, until 2024. But he played his final concerts not long ago, and he was one of the most important musicians of all time, for sure. One of he's considered by many the godfather of the British blues music, and he was a fundamental part of also the career of many other incredible artists. And I'm gonna read a list of some incredible artists who were part of his band, especially in the 60s and early 70s, and it's just mind-blowing. I mean, John McAfee, who went on to form Fleetwood Mac later, after he was part of the John Mayall and the Blues Breakers. Eric Clapton, obviously you probably know that. Eric was part of the Yardbirds, and then he joined John Mayall and the Blues Breakers, and they record that fabulous album that influenced a whole generation of guitar players, which was Blues Breakers with Eric Clapton, released in 1966. Were also part of his band Peter Green, who was also part of Fleetwood Mac later. Jack Bruce, the bassist Jack Bruce, who was then, who after that formed Cream with Eric Clapton and Ginger Baker. Ainsley Dunbar, the famous drummer Ainsley Dunbar. Another famous drummer, Mick Fleetwood, who after that formed Fleetwood Mac with John McAfee, and then had Peter Green with them. The guitarist Mick Taylor, who left the Blues Breakers to join the Rolling Stones and recorded with the Rolling Stones some of their greatest albums. The incredible Mick Taylor, and also the bassist Andy Fraser, who was then a member of Free, the legendary band Free, which had Paul Rodgers as the vocalist. These are just a few of the great musicians who were part of the John Mayall's band, the Blues Breakers. And I mean, he, just by seeing this list, you can see not only his work was extremely important, but he helped many of these incredible musicians to really start their careers and to really gain recognition and gain confidence to go and form their own bands later and be part of other incredible bands. So first I want to read the official statement about his death, and you're gonna see right here what his family released in his social media. And they said, "It is with heavy hearts that we bear the news that John Mayall passed away peacefully in his California home yesterday, July 22, 2024. This was, I'm saying yesterday because it was released a few hours ago, so it wasn't still today that you're probably watching this video. Surrounded by his loving family, health issues that forced John to end his epic touring career have finally led to peace for one of this world's greatest road warriors. John Mayall gave us 19 years of tireless efforts to educate, inspire, and entertain." In a 2024 interview with The Guardian, John reflected, "Blues is about, and it's always been about, the raw honesty with which it expresses our experiences in life, something which all comes together in this music, in the words as well, something that is connected to us, common to our experiences. That raw honesty, connection, community, and playing of his will continue to affect the music and culture we experience today and for generations to come. An appointed OBE, Officer of the British Empire, two-time Grammy-nominated artist and recent inductee to the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, John is survived by his 6 children, Gaz, Jason, Red, Ben, Zach, and Samson, 7 grandchildren, 4 great-grandchildren. He is also surrounded with love by his previous wives, Pamela and Maggie, his devoted secretary, Jane, and his close friends. We, the Mayall family, cannot thank his fans for, and long list of band members enough for the support and love we were blessed to experience secondhand over the last 6 decades. John closed the same Guardi interview by reflecting further on the blues. He said, "To be honest, I don't think anyone really knows exactly what it is. I just can't stop playing it. Keep on playing the blues somewhere, John. We love you." What a beautiful message the Mayall family released. What a beautiful, it's just incredible, and that's what I want with this video, to thank John for all the great music he performed. And he was born back in 1933, and he will certainly be alive forever because his music will continue to be incredible for centuries to come. But let's show what a few artists we've selected said about him. And the first message I wanted to show is from Mick Jagger, the legendary Rolling Stones co-founder, songwriter, and vocalist. He said, "So sad to hear of John Mayall's passing. He was a great pioneer of British blues and had a wonderful eye for talented young musicians, including Mick Taylor, who he recommended to me after Brian Jones died, ushering in a new era for the Stones." So, directly, John was fundamental to the Rolling Stones' career. Maybe the Rolling Stones' early 70s albums and late 60s albums could have been quite different if he hadn't found Mick Taylor and had recommended Mick Taylor for the Rolling Stones. So that's very interesting. But let's continue. The next one I want to show is by Ronnie Wood, who is the one who replaced Mick Taylor in the Rolling Stones after Mick Taylor decided to leave the band. He said, "I'm sad to hear about the death of my friend John Mayall. John was historically such an important figure in the English blues scene. He nurtured the talent of many great guitarists, including Peter Green, Eric Clapton, and Mick Taylor. He was a walking encyclopedia of American and English blues and a musical trailblazer for all of us. Thank you, John. God bless." John was a fellow artist, and we are photographed here at the Vorpal Gallery. And this is, he posted a photo alongside this message, and if you want to see, you can go to the Ronnie Wood social media. The next one I want to show is Steve Hackett, who is the former Genesis guitarist. He said, "I'm very sad to hear about the death of John Mayall. He was a true champion of the blues. He remains a huge inspiration to me and a legion of other musicians." That's what Steve Hackett said. We then go to the Black Sabbath bassist Geezer Butler. Geezer said, "Sad to hear of John Mayall's passing. His album with Eric Clapton as the Blues Breakers inspired me tons of British bands. Safe to say, without that album, there probably wouldn't be a Black Sabbath." Look at that. "And definitely not a polka talk blues band. Rest in peace, John Mayall. Thanks for the inspiration." What a beautiful message Geezer released. And we're also going to read another touching tribute, which comes from Joe Bonamassa, who is certainly one of the most influential blues musicians from the past decades. And he said, "I love this man. I love this man's music. Any suburban white kid at all interested in the blues from the 60s, 70s, 80s, and 90s learned to to play guitar from the Beano album. John's importance in music is as profound as the guitarist that he hired. Yes, he employed Eric Clapton, Peter Green, Mick Taylor, Mick Fleetwood, Mickey Waller, Andy Frazier, Walter Trout, and countless other legends of the blues with the Blues Breakers, but there is something more, though, than just his musical legacy. He was a wonderful guy that changed the game for all of us, made us all smile and appreciate the blues, and the work ethic that is required to be a lifelong touring musician. He did 20 shows in 20 days, no bullshit, no ego, and no generous recollections of past triumphs. He was the "we are here today and let's play the blues" gentleman that we all hoped for. I remember a conversation with John and Gary Moore as one of the great pinch me moments of my life. I stood there in awe of my two idols as they both talked about music, life, and their love for the blues. I really wish that he had lived to receive that Rock and Roll Hall of Fame award he was so very much deserved for fucking decades. Sir John Mayall was a consummate professional, a wonderful band leader, guitarist, singer, writer, professor of the blues, and my friend. This is a big loss for all of us. Rest in peace. It was an honor of a lifetime to be in your orbit and to call you a friend. What a beautiful message Joe Bonamassa said. And to finish, we're going to finish with another incredible player. Bonamassa mentioned it and was part of the Blues Breakers, who is Walter Trout. He wrote, "On John Mayall's 19th birthday, last November, I had no idea it would be one of the last times I'd see him. As usual, he was funny, generous, and kind. He is and will always be my musical mentor. We just lost a giant. I loved him like a father, and I always will." So these are beautiful messages and beautiful messages I wanted to share. And of course, I want to send my condolences to his family, although all the fans he had and he will continue to have suffered this day and are a little bit sad, but obviously his family, his kids, his grandkids, and everyone, his close friends were certainly suffering more, and I want to send them my deepest respects. And I hope by making this video we can pay at least a small tribute to this giant, like Walter said, this giant of the history of music, who left us a few days ago. So rest in peace, John Mayall. Thank you for the music, and we're going to continue to play your music forever. Thank you. And thank you for watching. Please don't forget to subscribe to Rock and Roll Garage. Leave your comment. Tell me if you're a John Mayall fan, how are you feeling, and please subscribe to the channel and visit rockandrollgarage.com. Okay? See you later.